last episode of
EK Wrestling, but turning Cena heel and aligning him with The Rock? I don't know. They don't have the cojones to do that.
3 days later.
Oh my god. Oh my god. My Shayla.
John Cena turned heel. Oh my god. John Cena turned heel? Bro, this can't be real. John Cena turned heel. Well, I'll be damned. I can't believe it. Those crazy sons of bitches actually pulled the trigger. It's been 3 days since everything happened, but it still feels like a fever dream. Chat, I can't believe we woke up in a world where John Cena is no longer a paragon of good virtue. What happened to Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect? Mr. Never Give Up? What about the children, John? He's a low-down, dirty dog now that sold his soul to the devil. The Shang Tsung of WWE, the final boss. As fans, we can speculate and fantasy book to our heart's content.
That's what we do.
But how many times do the wildest dreams of our imagination actually come true? If you saw my last video, I did say that John Cena and CM Punk were the best options to take Rock up on his offer. They made the most sense to be the Darth Vader to his Palpatine. But what made me lean more towards Punk was that I just couldn't wrap my head around this reality of WWE making the call to turn the C Nation leader into the dark side. After all these years, do you remember all the times fans begged this man to turn heel? All the years of the Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks chants, the most polarizing man in all of WWE. But Vince always got cold feet. He was scared that business would dip if they lost their golden goose. I know it's a new era, that it's TKO's WWE now, but TKO always follows the dollar signs. All of these different shirts and hats and titles and towels and toys, all this nostalgic memorabilia that they've made for every city that he comes to. Cena gets a hero's welcome wherever he shows up. But now you decide to do this? The unthinkable during his retirement run? Damn, I guess Harvey was telling the truth.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
If you've been around this channel long enough, you should know how much John Cena means to me. From the Peacemaker parody, to the skits with my mom, to the stories I shared about crying my eyes out as a kid whenever John Cena lost, or whenever my uncle told me he should lose. Hey, yo, shout out to my Uncle Keith. You know I love you. I was down bad back then. I used to argue with the John Cena haters online. So believe me, the kid inside me just went through a mental breakdown, and he's still screaming now. After all, my love for professional wrestling never would have blossomed if I had not seen an Invisible Man with a PhD in thugonomics on UPN back in the day. But as a man who's grown all up now and has been watching wrestling for well over 20 years, who is just as in love with the current product today as he was as a kid with the Ruthless Aggression era, this was the best shit I ever seen, dog. There are those moments that remind you of why you became a fan of professional wrestling in the first place, that remind you that this is the greatest form of entertainment in the entire world. Those moments where time stands still. And for 3 years in a row, they have given us these moments that will live forever. Sami Zayn leaving the bloodline, the build and main event of WrestleMania 40, and now Cena becoming the villain. I'ma tell you right now, I did not suspect that anything was amiss. Cena is always playing the hype man, so I didn't even think anything was wrong with him being out there. But I knew something would happen. I couldn't even eat a bite of my food or take a sip out of my drink until this was over. I was just so anxious to see what The Rock would do. It wasn't until The Rock started nodding his head that my heart dropped. This was before the death stare and the throat slit. By the time the camera showed Cena's expression, I was already screaming no and running all throughout the house. This was the greatest heel turn in WWE history and the best in wrestling history outside of what happened at Bash at the Beach. I know wrestling fans like arguing, but I think we can all agree with that take. Everybody's talking about it. You got ESPN First Take covering this as breaking news. Social media going crazy, even the OVOs. One of my best friends since I was like 5 years old that I've been trying to get into wrestling for years now saw this, and it made him catch the wrestling bug. We steady be overdoing this phrase now, but this really was absolute cinema. And let me just take a second to show some love to our esteemed member of the delegation, the Honorable Cody Rhodes. From undesirable to goddamn deniable. This man bet on himself and look where he is now, on top of the whole damn world. The fans loved him so much that they said, "Oh hell no!" to The Rock coming in and trying to steal the main event from him last year. The dream match had to wait, but we got the final boss in the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time instead. And now, WWE has so much faith in Cody Rhodes that they turned John Cena heel, Superman, the babyface of all babyfaces. The same guy Cody modeled his work ethic, schedule, and entire character archetype after. Cody really is the new Cena. Kissing and hugging babies, making all the towns, going the extra mile for fans young and old.
You need to subscribe. You got to turn on notifications. The whole deal, right?
But he's not just the carbon copy of Cena. Because he's not perfect, he loses important matches, he makes mistakes, but he always puts his heart and soul into everything, tries his best to do the right thing. If Cena was the Superman, the Goku of WWE, Cody is the Spider-Man, the Luke Skywalker. And I think that's why this works. The fans believe in him. He never gave up on himself or his dreams. He lays it all out there. You see how this man was willing to get his ass whooped to sell this angle? Let Travis Scott slap the shit out of him. Cena was choking him out, all for the love of the game. And Cody wears his heart on his sleeve. He's a sympathetic, authentic, honest hero. He went from Stardust to the best of all of us. And now the torch can truly be passed from Cena to Cody. This is so great, man. It's just so wild because I was not feeling Mania at all after the Rumble. I feel like WWE ran off the plug twice. I was worried. I felt like I wasted all that money on this Vegas trip. But
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
I'm sorry for doubting you, Triple H. Rock, I'm sorry I thought you pulled the rug out from underneath us. I wasn't familiar with your game, good sir. I mean, I know you pulled it off last year, but that was like catching lightning in a bottle. However, in one night, they removed every doubt, every ounce of worry and concern I had about WrestleMania. Don't believe anybody when they tell you that lightning can't strike twice, because it just did. You want to talk about restoring the feeling about those goosebumps? We are so back, baby. Bro, every penny was worth it. I am so excited for Vegas now. From now on out, fam, I am not gonna let Twitter get me riled up. Those rumors were all over the place. Even the most reliable reporters didn't see this coming. But that's how it's supposed to be. Triple H, Nick Khan, Rocky Maivia, they're bringing the magic back to wrestling. I'm not ashamed to admit,
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
it's game time now. It's time to lock in. Put your seatbelts on because we're officially, finally, on the road to WrestleMania. I've talked about how amazing the closing angle was, but top to bottom Elimination Chamber was an incredible incredible show. Easily the best chamber PLE they've ever done. Every match and moment delivered. I can't wait to see what happens next. And you know, whatever does happen next, we will be back here to talk all about it. But that's enough yapping out of me for today. Now I want you guys to tag in to the comment section and let me know just how you feeling, baby. How are you feeling about Cena's heel turn? Where do you think this weird new NWO with Travis Scott, Rock, and Cena and any other potential members can go? Do you have Cena winning number 17 as a heel at WrestleMania? Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of EK Wrestling. My name is Brandon. I love you all and I sincerely appreciate your support as always. Until next time, please remember that wrestling isn't just a love story. It's much more than that. It's hope. And in a world surrounded in hate, greed, and violence, a world where closure may never come, we all know a place that has hot and cold hope on tap, for better or for worse. Take care, guys.